Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Lane.
They're not going to be banned by Team Freedom here. NP will take out the Ogre. Ogre SF. I mean, we've seen Ogre has a very high win rate in the qualifiers right now. Hasn't been run very much in NA, but we saw the power of it last game. The Bloodlust on the Juggernaut added a lot. Same goes for the Silencer, actually.
It
All
took
he needs is a
mid-racks so quickly.
Yeah, they did.
I was surprised. It evaporated.
I thought I was like, okay, they'll get a tier 3, and then they'll have to decide whether they're going to go for melee against fire.
That was an empowered, bloodlusted
Juggernaut.
I think this is a game.
So obviously SF, another great target of the Bloodlust. Want to make sure Team Freedom do not run a similar style where they amp up the Shadow Fiend with a bunch of other heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
It does seem like maybe the team has figured out, because before watching their playstyle, it didn't really click for me.
Yeah.
So maybe they do need to worry. They need to focus more on being able to play off of one of these two cores, Tomato or BSJ, and that's how they can succeed. Because before it was like BSJ and Tomato were both not really fighting a whole lot and farming too much, and the Eagle and Jubei and Ike's Mike were trying to make things happen without their cores, and it just looked very disastrous.
Yeah. There were moments where Freedom slipped up a little, like the rotation in the jungle, but I like that they're looking for moves to make. Obviously, it could be more clean, but they are looking for moves to make. Like this Warlock pickup by them, but I mean, so far, I think if you're Freedom, you have to calm down a little.
Yeah.
It's being able to force yourself to be cold again, you know, and never get too overhyped over a win or a loss. I think NP is a very good team at that. If they can keep their emotions in check, they don't let things run over. That's where having veteran experience helps out a lot. And for Freedom, they have Ike's Mike, who's been playing for a while on the team. Everyone needs to be calm right now. Like, this is the time to chill out. Nothing's won yet. It's a best of one now. That's how you should effectively think about it.
Team NP will pick up the Vengeful Spirit. We were big fans of the Vengeful Spirit due to the versatility in the draft that allows, and we still had that versatility potentially. Team NP, a core Vengeful Spirit would look really strong here with a Beastmaster off lane and the Dazzle Weave. but it could just as easily be support if they feel like the Venge is no longer as viable as another core.
I think this lineup though is a lot cleaner for MP. It's more 5-man, more team fight overall. They're not relying on only the pickup potential of a Spear Breaker. That was greedy.
Yeah.
This though it's more balanced. Freedom. Please don't take something like PL.
Just like last game, right? You don't want to see Abaddon and Warlock. It was Abaddon
10
and
seconds remaining.
some other support. Whis. I would have no disabled. So we're kind of set on Abaddon off lane
5
right now.
seconds
Still
remaining.
need another support. And
down to
we'll
see like a
if we carry.
weave.
Stands ready.
Ooh, it's a Sven.
Wow.
Cool hero
Radiant's
against Dazzle.
team
It's always been cool hero against Dazzle.
It does seem very clear that NP
Dire
are going to
team
be
back.
running some sort of minus armor, physical damage strat with the auras.
Lots of 5-manning here.
Yeah, so they go for a Dusa. Looks like a very similar strategy to the Drow Ranger strat. Vengeful Spirit as a core amps up the Medusa, makes her come online a little bit
10
faster.
seconds remaining.
And still, you know, I think you do have to be concerned that Drow Ranger is a potential pickup.
5 seconds.
Dusa though is
remaining.
very good against Sven. I think we saw that in
Radiant
there's
team
lots of games that
back.
I've casted where Dusa just does really well against Sven. What do? You just like run in, get
Yeah.
stone gazed.
Sven is such a like he goes on that hero and he doesn't let go.
Yeah.
Because he just can't. He's going to be kited around. He only has so
10
much time to work
seconds
There's
around.
remaining.
a specific game, like
That
two
he could
specific
be-
games that I'm thinking of, where Dusa versus Sven
5
was.
seconds
It
remaining.
was one of the Liquid games. I think when I was
Liquid
their
at
coach.
Manila Major, they
Yeah.
ran Drow Ranger.
Reserve time.
Dusa against a Sven. Oh, it was
Dusa,
against
yeah.
Vici or something.
No, it was in the
Maybe?
it was in the finals that they pulled out the Medusa strategy. Yeah, against OG.
They lost though. Then
They lost that series, yes, but they won that game.
no, there's no way.
Really?
Because the only game that Liquid won was with Ursa. Trust me, I would
Very
know. I was.
Yeah,
I was dying
I
inside.
do believe you.
They did run it against a Sven. I think it was against LGD. That's who it was. LGD in the upper bracket, or the lower bracket finals. And
Lower
then,
bracket finals. Oh, okay.
And then I
that
think we
makes sense.
casted a game where it was like Shanghai Major. It was like Fnatic ran it against OG maybe.
Yeah. Fnatic were pulling out Medusa.
Yeah.
At that time.
That's always been kind of the. That's always kind of how it's been. Like, you know, people pick Dusa to counter.
Radiant
Sven is
team
very
back.
burst heavy. Once he goes in, he pops that God Strength.
Wow.
Dire team
Play
pick.
people.
Elder Titan. So in a different sort of way, more minus armor.
Tons of team fight.
Tons of team fight potential.
Tons of team fight.
Medusa, if you get a successful Stone Gaze, that sets up a Stomp,
10
or
seconds
vice versa.
remaining.
A Stomp can actually set up the Medusa's ultimate to actually turn them
5
into Stone. Most of the time,
seconds
Medusa's
remaining.
Stone Gaze is sort of like,
Oh, they threw us for a curve.
wow. Sven support into a Slark carry now.
What a bunch of bosses.
That
This
is
Slark
cool.
is gonna go ham.
He loves going up against Medusa, right?
Ooh, this is cool. You know what would have been cooler? Yeah. Actually, I think he could.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Fire owie.
Prepare for
I
battle.
usually say AUI, but it switches up
good.
sometimes.
AUI, dude.
Yeah, I know. I think I used to say Owie. But,
He was he was the first person in Dota that I met in Warcraft 3. Did you know that?
Met at like a LAN or something.
No, we met in or I mean to say like I played with. I just started playing Dota and I was queuing for games, and I ran into this AUI guy.
Ah, Rose.
And we
You
played.
tried.
We played 1v1s because we were both cocky and we're like, I'm the best out of my friends.
Uh-huh.
So we played all this stupid stuff like, I think we did like CM versus CM mid and DK versus DK. not good matchups. What's happening here?
30 seconds to battle.
I think he actually beat me, but I kind of don't want to admit that. I live in a constant state of
I won't
denial.
dredge up those bad memories for you.
Oh, that's very cool. So what you saw at bottom, SVG, he ran into the smoked Baden, so he knows for a fact that he placed it up there. Because where else is he going to place that ward if he was walking in that angle?
Yeah.
But instead, they get a very good quick D ward, which, again, we talked about how jungling with
The
him
battle begins.
isn't very easy, so he's going to need wards like that. So he spots the rotation at GP. You want to give Tomato a 1v1 here. It's pretty important for the Shadow Fiend.
But instead, it's an NP. Like, they don't necessarily... Like, I know you want the SF to have the 1v1, but aren't they going to be really happy with the way their duel lanes are going to play out as well?
I don't know how this top lane will go. I don't know how much tactical advantage this Sven provides.
Can't imagine it is too dramatic unless you are clumped up and get two-man stunned.
Yeah. Maybe if you get like level 2, you'll try to get some kill potential out, but maybe you even just go right now to try to establish lane tempo, which is what they're doing, but Eagle doesn't really have an angle. And you are not playing Ogre, friend. In a way he is, though. He's got 5 armor.
Yeah, 5 armor, decent amount of HP. It's got to set up stun for the pounce, so we may be able to see a kill opportunity a little bit later on. Tomato, already a bit suffering here against Eternal Envy's Dusa. Has gotten a lot of harassment damage done to him. I only presume there was a successful snake bounce.
You would be correct, Austin. A lot of those got 6 souls. It's very fast 6 souls for an SF mid.
Yeah, considering he didn't have the usual zoning support in the beginning.
Yeah, it's very good. Being able to 1v1 like this, he's going to pick up boots first, a trend that we see nowadays more often than the bottle. Goes to the last hit, we're going for the deny.
Why is the boots more important? It's because of Shrine and BSJ, come on! Oh. Alright, well they're still going to try and get this kill. They need first blood. Eagle picks it up. They are going to be able to get the pounce on MSS as well. I doubt they have the damage unless Jubei can body block the hell out of him. He's
Block
doing
for
it
your
so
life.
far.
No!
Oh, you got him in front! No, very far
Okay,
pop.
no, you need to run.
Turn
You need to get out of here.
Turn around.
You need to get out. Okay, he gets the kill.
Will get that kill though. I think that's well worth it.
Yeah.
And bottom lane, the stomp goes down.
Very good.
They actually managed to kill SVG.
AY's
Eagle's
taking
gonna
a
try
lot.
and follow this up.
He's got to go back and heal now, too. This is a very quick start for Team Freedom. They pick up the first blood.
Yeah.
They nab a kill on cores. They're even going to make this Venge play very far back. In Point Freedom.
That was a cool fast rotation there from Eagle. Ike's Mike is going to have to go. Well, his Shine's already used, so never mind.
Yeah. This mid lane's going fine, too. Your Shadow Fiend is pretty happy right now with his traded farm. Envy already out of mana. This allows the SF to play really aggressively though. When you have these boots really quickly like this,
Yeah.
like you can just look at it.
Yeah, he's got the superior damage. Oh wow, what a play for there from Tomato, trying to get the kill on.
Oh, he's Chan
Levy.
here. Oh, they don't go for it though.
Yeah, if he just stood guard right here, I think they definitely have that
Eagles running at him.
He may just
Get
have
him. He
sees him for a second, gets the vision.
Get him.
All right, you need probably 2 right clicks. 1 and no, the heal. You need 3 more. Okay, now it's gonna be Shallow Grave, and it's just a question whether or not he could survive long enough through the Shallow Grave.
No! 3 HP.
Eternal Envy saved by the bell there. The Shallow Grave barely lasts long enough.
Oh, he should have. Alright, I thought Jubei was gonna walk up and try to
Right click him once.
yeah, just like bop him in the head, but at bottom, Mike getting run at, but here comes Eagle. Part 2.
The stun. They are going to be able to chase down this hero. I don't think there's any way AY can get away from this one. He's
got a
slowed
wand.
down. A little bit more nuking damage. Give him the Aphotic Shield. Oh, he doesn't have the mana for it. Wow. AY
Don't die
gets
here,
away with
Mike.
40 HP.
Oh, and Mike almost dies as well, but still. And if he could have gotten that kill onto Envy, he would have been such a high level on the Sven support. That would have been 4.
Is under attack.
And you need, like, because your laning phase is the part that really sucks for Sven support, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
So if he could have gotten that early boost, it would have been a big win for Team.
Still, laning phase went quite well for Team Freedom.
Yeah, they're playing very active. They are going to be able to get the pounce here on MSS. MSS knows enough that he fights.
Yeah, he's got Grave.
Shay, and that's the best way to do it.
He's got Grave and heal. Not worried at all. Level 3 Dazzle,
Double
pretty
nuke.
strong.
Eternal Envy turns on the mana shield, though.
Look at this SF. The boots, he just runs at him. Can't really do much. Now he's going to get the bottle and a raindrop.
To be clear, though, is this is how the matchup's supposed to go for the SF? Or do you think Tomato?
I think he got souls too fast.
Yeah, okay. So Eternal Envy just didn't get the early denies necessary to...
When you're at this point, it's very easy for the Shadow Fiend to bully you.
Right.
And Tomato played this very well. But maybe if they're in a position where, I don't know, if the lane goes a little bit more even in the beginning, maybe Envy having a little bit of a lead, then he could abuse him a little bit more. But, I mean, that was really fast boots from this SF. That allows him to just kind of play this game. And at bottom, Eagle, just soaking up XP. I mean, this roaming Sven has done a lot more than I had anticipated.
Really has. Seems like the old suicide meta with supports. Seems like Sven is dying a lot, but it's kind of beneficial. It just gets that quick, you know, mana, and then he just TPs to another lane and runs at heroes to stun at them.
I mean, he slowed down Envy's game considerably. Despite Envy getting that kill, how much gold did he get for that? He didn't even get the last hit. Rose got 220 gold for the last hit, and it forced him out of lane for such an extended period of time. His top rune, he needs it. He gets it.
Arcane rune for an SF. No cooldown on raises, easy to spam.
Noticing, by the way, a lot more people aren't grabbing Ring of Aquila anymore. I thought that
some of
too.
these mid heroes.
In general, like the Slark, for example, is going for the Iron Talon first, or he's not. But the Shadow Fiend doesn't really feel like he needs to rush it like he used to. Or just so like every Agi hero default item, a ring. Something feels off about the item nowadays.
It's got to be some of the other items, and again, Shrine as well as this Infused Raindrop giving mana regen. Because that was one of the big things about Infused Raindrop, is that a lot of these agility carries still had some abilities they needed to spam.
Yeah.
SF was obviously one.
Now, Dazzle gonna pull some Ancients for this Medusa. Good play by her. And Shadow Fiend just gonna play it safe. He's got an Arcane Rune. He wants to use Raises in the jungle. He's gonna pick up a bounty here. Now, at bottom, they've de-warded. They've only got this ward mid. They've got this one up at this top area now, freshly planted as well. But AUI has not had the most fun of games. Pressured quite heavily by Mike.
Even now, he's playing up lit back. Not sure if the spin is going to rotate onto him. Mike just pops his head out. Tank the creep wave. Force AUI to have to deal with a potential tower dive. Let the creeps just hit the tower. Good timing for it too, with Siege creep coming in.
Is under attack.
You're gonna know that this Warlock's down here too. They are gonna go for the dive. AUI doesn't have a TP here. Anyone from his team come is get the swap off.
They're still going to try this one, even
Here
with the
comes
Medusa
Medusa.
TPing in. It is not, the Medusa isn't really a threat, but AY starts turning around.
A lot of heroes
Medusa,
coming in now.
he's getting some damage onto IX Mike. IX Mike is not level 6, so they might be able to finish him off here.
He is gonna run into the tower. No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Radiant's
Mistake.
middle tower is under
Pops the
attack.
wand, it's not enough. You get that kill.
That
So,
was way too over-aggressive. They don't have kill potential.
yeah, as soon as the swap went down, I thought, okay, that's fine,
reset.
right? You forced a TP.
Dire's top tower
You gotta
has
do.
fallen.
And at top, that is a free tower as a result. I think that's an okay tower to give up though. Dire top of tier 1.
Yeah.
And your Shadow Fiend's still pretty much going relatively uncontested here.
AY does have 17
Oh, that
magic
is
stick charges, and Mike
so much
still
damage.
not going to get his level 6. Dies again in lane. Great heal bomb there from Rose.
So much damage. Immediately gets popped. Now AUI's game becoming more okay. There kills like that.
And to get both CS.
What do you do if you're this man? You just get something like a Solar Crest, the best.
Yeah, probably.
That's
Solar
your life?
Crest gets you the mana regen you want. You're eventually going to try and get Blink Dagger too, right? They need a better source of initiation.
That would be the hope, Austin.
You're basically playing 4 positions Slardar on hard mode.
Hard mode. You're reverse Lardar. Instead of taking armor, you give armor. Instead of dealing damage, you deal no damage. Up at top,
BSJ gets off his ultimate, he'll be okay.
barely has enough mana.
It's going to be him completely mana burned out, so MSS feels very comfortable staying in this lane.
This is a free Beastmaster game.
Still got a TP2. No disables to stop it.
That is such a fast Necrobook.
Radiant's middle tower is under
MSS
attack.
Beastmaster. Beginning to think that's the most fearful of the MSS heroes. This has you know, MSS is great at being very active and finding farm, but his Beastmaster is particularly good at farming. But
As you say that,
Tomato with the Invis rune does find a very nice rotation. Bottom lane, Eagle is going to end up dying here. It's a long range swing of the Breeze Cage that comes out from SVG.
very well done as now Tomato rotates bottom. That was a very big kill for him though. That was the top net worth on the side of the Radiant. Now he's in a very good position. They do lose this Sven, but again, killing a 206 gold Sven, you picked up double that, getting this Beastmaster early on.
What I really like about NP's lineup here is that they do have this sort of static pressure. Beastmaster is very good at that, his strong laning phase. He's able to threaten towers with just himself in lane oftentimes. Medusa is very similar to that in mid. And I think that's, you have to be very disciplined if you're against that Medusa to deal with that, right? Because you said this mid tower is all important, and usually you just see a mid push coming and you stand in front of it. But here the Medusa sort of insidiously picks it apart with this consistent, slow amount of pressure that she's putting out.
You're just gonna chip, and the thing about SF is that he shoves out the lanes, can force the other enemy mid out. But you have a hero like Dusa mid who doesn't get shoved out very easily. So he's grabbing a Blade Mill first. Curious item choice.
Dusa, yeah, that is.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gives him armor, gives him mana, gives him damage. Do have to target a Dusa first sometimes.
Dire's middle tower.
If she's the one standing in front of the tower push, then
This is gonna be
have to do it.
free tower though, mid tier 1. They're gonna trade it for this bottom tier 1, but NP obviously very happy about this trade. They're okay with it. They're gonna take control of the enemy jungle too as a result of this mid tower being taken. Might even go just immediately in for a Roshan. I think that's even a better play.
Oh, wow. The Necronomicon, that's still one? Yeah, it's still one. But AY obviously great at being able to do Roshan with Vengeful Spirit, minus armor.
They are not gonna get there in time.
Increase physical damage. Certainly not.
That is what NP does very well. He's just sneaking Roshans.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Does create some space for BSJ up at bottom, but Aegis obviously well worth it.
Does seem like Team Freedom are going to have to play a rather slow game this time around. And I'm fearful that this Slark is just not going to be able to do well enough.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Because if NP start 5-manning Slark he gets active somewhat at 20 minutes, but it's pickoff, right?
Yeah,
It's not
he's got to
really-
split the
it's not
map
really a
up.
team fight.
He's got to open up the map right now. That's the way that you want to play this. And you want to force NP into these desperation pushes where they're just hoping to get anything that they can.
That is one of BSJ's specialties. He really likes split pushing. So, and there's no one else on Team Freedom who really do it. Abaddon,
is under attack.
no, you could do a little bit just because of the security that you know you're hard to kill. SF is never really going to be alone in the side lanes pushing out aggressively, so it's pretty much up to BSJ to keep the pressure off of their towers via split push. Looks like they are going to go for a smoke and challenge NP here at the bottom lane. Now, they just see two heroes. I think they just saw maybe one at mid. And if AUI's been seen at top lane, this gives them a lot of confidence to try and force a fight at bottom. That Aegis up at top, but it looks like NP are going to be able to dodge this smoke. Are grouping up at top lane. Good call by NP.
Yeah, that's a very good call. There's not a lot of D-Wave push from Team Freedom aside from the Shadow Fiend, and I think he's pretty reluctant to the front line, because if you just get swapped, There goes Shadow Fiend. He's grabbing Lincoln's first item. He does have an invis. Smoke gonna get broken. They're gonna lay down sentries, but unfortunately not gonna grab this SF.
Red scouting things out. They're gonna be able to save Jubei coming across.
I don't know if this
And
is a
see
fight
the
that you
word plays
necessarily take. SJ doesn't have TP
Dire's
for
top
15.
tower has fallen.
NP, it looks like
Radiant's bottom tower
they're
is
just
under
continuing to
attack.
go.
Towers. Lincoln's up next for Eternal Envy.
And now they're gonna back off. They realize going for the high ground might not be a thing. Eagle, though, sort of in a precarious position.
Radiant's
They
middle
don't necessarily
tower
want to
is
walk
under
up that
attack.
cliff. There is a shrine available for them. Fighting there isn't horrible, but at bottom, Dusa gonna get out, and this is gonna be the mad rush into their own jungle.
Yeah, they see the TP at bottom lane. They know there's only 4 up here potentially.
Oh, there's not a TP available yet for AUI. He's got to get out of the...
ESJ got slowed down by a counter ward and the Boars. AUI gonna try and TP out now.
Oh, they are
There's
so
no
far.
stuns. No stuns whatsoever.
Maybe if Eagle
so-
went the same way, they could have caught up.
Yeah, maybe.
Run, Wolf Creep.
Oh. And Helmet Dominator switch. So you thought you were gonna get that 125 gold.
That was cruel. He just swapped him out for another Wolf.
No true allegiance from AUI.
That is a Necro 3 Beastmaster.
Really, Necro 3s are so scary. At this point, the Necro 3s are more dangerous than the actual hero.
Dire's bottom tower
NP right now,
is under
though,
attack.
trying to make advantage of this, as despite the successful early game, top 2 net worth heroes are heavily on the side of Team Freedom. Slark has just had all the space in the world to sort of just be able to do whatever he wants.
Picking up Echo, Saber, and next.
Yeah. And what he's doing right now is just walking around. They gave him the sentries that Jubei bought, and he's just rewarding. Very good team play.
I like the team play, but I do feel like I'm looking around and I'm just not seeing any heroes farming. I feel like they're giving up a lot of map control, and Tomato's the only one who's pushing out a lane right now.
Yeah. I don't think you jungle right now if you're BSJ. You want to shove out waves.
Does mean that NP are going to be able to get both mid and top. Part of it is this Aegis. AY is pushing out top lane by himself, knowing that he can't really be challenged thanks to the extra life. And then Medusa is obviously another one of those heroes that can't really be challenge push either, so does leave only one lane to be pushed out by teams reliably.
Tomato, though, just continuing to truck along, keep farming. BSJ doing the same. Everyone's just farming right now on the side of Freedom. At least their 2 cores are keeping up at all times. Mike's not even that far behind.
I do really like the Lincoln system, especially if this is going to come down to NP pushing high ground. Swap and Beastmaster's Call are obviously their 2 only real good forms of initiation, and both are going to be blocked out by the Lincolns. So, like, conceptually, I like the idea of what Tomato's trying to go for. It does obviously limit his offensive power, but it comes more from reaching level 20 more than anything, right? 2 damage per soul. Feel free to agree with me anytime.
Yes. I was thinking about it for a while. I was like, is there any merit in going for BKB?
Yeah.
I was like, not really.
When you
Medusa
just-
Stone Gaze is still good against you. Roar, obviously. Swap.
There's just too much physical damage.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
deal with
The
it.
only thing that you kind of negate is the ET, but there are ways around that. You're hoping that BSJ just blows that dude up anyways.
do have another good way to be able to deal with the roar thanks to the offlane of Batten.
Oh, BSJ might go down here. MSS gets the angle, but... Oh, he's gonna roar the side!
Oh, that was sick! MSS
Oh, you
stops
boss.
the TP. BSJ is now
He's
out of mana. And he's going to be called out by the Hawks, so he won't be able to get that extra movement speed or the regen. He's just going to be slowed down. That was so sick from MSS. I didn't even know that push disabled TPs. I thought it just pushes him.
No, it's very cool.
That was very awesome. Well
Units are
played.
shoved aside. That was quick thinking, and that was a huge pickup. Like, they absolutely needed that. This Slark could have just gone out of control, but it resets the momentum a little bit. Because right now, this farming pace, Freedom was comfortable, but cool play.
I just figured it would work like Force Staff, you know?
No, not it.
Dire's top
That
tower
was your
is
side.
under
You get
attack.
slowed and everything. Rah.
So it stops, it's just like is there like a mini stun that happens?
I don't think it's like a. I think it is. It's like a displacement, right? Game is swap in that regard. As soon as he did it, as soon as I was like, oh, he's gonna get him.
Yeah.
He was right next to his own creep too. If he just walked up like 1 centimeter, it would have been fine. He's just like, there's no way for me to die. He looks at their heroes.
Lincoln's is almost finished up for the Medusa. Are you a fan of, is it Lincoln's for you, is it Manta, or is it both? Pretty sure nobody likes both.
I'm okay with just the Lincolns. You need the mana regen. Quite badly.
Yeah.
Don't need both though. This game is a lot more at the pace that I expected the last game to go. Just a lot of farming. An unfortunate pick off here or there.
Maybe we'll turn this into a fast
Dire's
Scotty. Of course,
bottom tower
the
is
NP
under
is not
attack.
terribly rushed either. They are taking a very similar approach to Game 2 as they did in Game 1, where they don't feel rushed because they do have this carry that is only getting stronger as time goes on. Granted, they probably do want to close it out 35, 45 minutes, right? Just as
Dire's
Scotty
bottom tower is under attack.
overwhelmingly strong, but now they are just waiting for Team Freedom to make the mistakes. MSS with his Blink Dagger is waiting for anybody to try and push out top lane. His Boar is pushing it in, so someone eventually will have to come deal with this wave. Eagle did have a pretty good idea about this though. He gets one of those Tinker wards down. Doesn't actually scout out MSS, and in fact it's MSS who scouts out the ward thanks to the Hawk.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Envy's done a very good job of keeping up with this Shadow Fiend. Farm is... Neither team really risking the team fight is. At this bottom half, BSJ gonna just make the jump on the AUI. Not nearly enough damage though. Probably just backs out and recircles.
Been very efficient with the double Ancients. There's now 2 Ancient camps per side. They've been using both AUI and the Medusa to farm that up. MSS occasionally takes a break from pushing out a lane to see if he can set up a kill. Trying to stay off map most of the time, uses boars to push out waves and only farm neutrals and he wants to farm in person.
This bottom just gets shoved back. NP in a type of game where, you know, they just continuously shape the lanes back. Team Freedom shoves them in. And next, Roshan is available.
Desolator for SF. Is that the item?
Guess you feel like he needs more damage.
Maybe a quick kill on an SVG. We'll have to see. He is going to be able to... Oh, not get the stop off.
BSJ did pop his ulti here, though. AUI was looking for the angle.
They're going to be able to back out. Quick kill and back. About time that Freedom got a little aggressive.
They needed
Keep
something.
an NP honest.
Yeah. You need to make some moves. When you lull into a game like this, I think we talked about it before. At some point, teams think it's just going to be the same thing over and over again. Yeah. And then one team just bursts out. Fortunately, it wasn't on the core or anything like that. Killing the ET, though, is nice.
Yeah. If you don't do that right, then NP will gradually spread farther and farther apart and be more and more farm efficient. But pick off like that makes it so NP are kind of thinking, all right, I need to group up a little bit more. Have to be aware of these ganks.
There's Midas now on goal. Thinking not to go for the Solar Crest.
Well, it does look like if Team Freedom is going to win this game, it's going to be late game, right? So I can see the thought process behind that. This ward blocking out the camp.
That is the efficiency ward.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're getting ahead. You have more jungle. And Roshan even going to be a thing for NP.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Roshan
It feels like both teams are just super content with the pace. Pacing themselves, we have good cores. And Team Freedom saying, well, we have a Slark and a Shadow Fiend, so who's going to be right?
In some ways, like, Freedom were kind of forced into this, right? They didn't have the laning phase that kind of allowed them to truly take over the game. Now they just have to wait until the pushes, the high ground pushes come in from NP. They're going to come in eventually, and that's going to be the big determining factor.
You don't really have moves to make. This is what ends up happening. They don't really have moves to make.
Do you think that's some fault of the draft? The fact that they don't have moves to make? They don't have opportunities to be able to create for themselves?
Maybe a little bit. Because they don't have this hero that just jumps. Mike is playing this Abaddon.
Having a Sven and an Abaddon.
Yeah.
Like your jumps, your space creators, the players who actually make things happen are usually 4 or 3.
But what you really need is for your cores to become a lot stronger. Like BSJ then has to be the hero that one killing.
Initiation on a Jube, MSS bounces opening, but they are going to be able to get the Chaotic Offering, takes the Aphotic Shield. A big amount of burst damage, though, comes in for the Snakes as Eternal Envy is able to clean up too. The ultimate does successfully go off from Tomato, but right in the middle of the race, he gets caught by the Stone Gaze. IX Mike fighting this one out, hoping to be able to get at least the kill on SVG, and he does do that. But it's a triple kill for Eternal Envy. They take out 4 of Team Freedom and only lose 2.
Yeah, their team fight is so good. This is the type of lineup that we expected NP to run. They've got plenty of disables. They have tons of ways to keep their heroes alive. This weave can do so much work. They've got a lot of negative armor. This ET just pumps in so much damage artificially itself.
And now they don't have the big ultimates to be able to defend their high ground. No, they have the heroes. 30 seconds left on the SF.
The Shadow Fiend is going to go for what looks like Lincoln's Dragonlance BKB, thinking about going for a Hurricane fight, but he just doesn't deal damage.
Yeah.
It's a huge issue right now for him. Like, he's gonna immediately get jumped on, pops the Blade Mail, Slark's gotta run out of there, and he just continues to wail away on this tower.
AY will take the range tracks.
What are they gonna do for this?
Good stomp setup there. Catches Jube and IX Mike. IX Mike doesn't have the Aphotic Shield to be able to save Jube. A nice double stun there from Eagle, but they really just don't seem to have the damage. A good stun from MSS actually holds BSJ, and Aphotic Shield will save him though. They still have the ultimate. They now have a big damage dealer in Tomato. Maybe he could fight this one out. AY dropping low, but he still has the Aegis and the Shell Grave to be able to work off of. And it looks like NP, they are just going to take game 2 quick and clean as the carries die once again. This is going to be the mid laner racks and probably top laner racks by 27. Or just go straight for the tier 4s. That's you, NP. You can do that too.
You know there's no ability, there's no rocks available. Even if that Shadow Fiend respawns, he's got 10 souls. You saw how quickly they killed him. All of these defensive items for the Shadow Fiend meant nothing, because when he walks into everybody, he has no armor. Now everyone's going down. Eagle getting blown up by this moving tower of NB, and that is going to be game.
NP, they may have lost game 1, but they take game 2 in very convincing fashion. We are going to be heading to the final game of this best-of-3 series.
That was... I mean, Freedom, they picked a lineup where they were just too comfortable with the pace of the game, and NP's like, we will